Hey, everyone. We are here for another episode of the Anime4ALL podcast. Talking about episode 2 of the Mighty Nine. Real quick. All right. Okay. We're here to talk about the podcast. I don't really have a lot of notes there. I had totally intended to come back and maybe write some really thoughtful or thought-provoking synopsis on my end, but I didn't. So for right now, we'll just jump right in and we'll talk about the characters, specifically the new ones that we were introduced to, because of course we got introduced to new characters. I didn't get them all. I just got the ones I thought were important. There'll probably be a difference in opinion of who we think is important, or maybe not a difference in opinion, but like a character I didn't think was important, and maybe the Spirit over here thinks was important. But I'm not sure if I included every single one of them that was important. But speaking of characters that are important, Ford Stone. I almost called him General Ford because literally that's how they pronounce his name. So I'm guessing this is the character you have brought up to me last week that you think I would like. Apparently this guy's a halfling orc. I was trying to figure out what the heck he was. I had to look it up because they didn't say. They don't really say a lot of these characters like species or race, I should say. I find that kind of weird because when I'm looking at his characters, I kind of want to know what they are. I say this specifically to Jester, but we'll get to her in a minute. So Ford. I have here as a Ford strikes me as a peace lover and not a fighter, but at the time arose that he would need to fight, he would die for the people he calls friends. He lacked self-confidence and was handpicked by a pirate captain to train in sword combat. So I have a beef with him. It's a small one. It's like a hamburger. I liked everything about him that they introduced with him, and even the magic that he currently has that he doesn't know he has. My beef with him is I was so hoping he wasn't gonna lie to Jester during their first encounter, and I'm so kind of upset that he kind of lied. I mean, he doesn't really lie because he doesn't say anything. He kind of just lets her assume whatever, but it's still kind of a lie because he doesn't try to like correct the misunderstanding. And I was so hoping that he was going to correct the captain thing. I know it doesn't matter, but like
That's the funny thing about it, though. It doesn't matter. Like, why did he bother to like lie about it? I don't think he's really like interested in her like being impressed with him. I will say.
Sorry.
It's okay. I will say this one thing in his defense. The captain of that ship did sort of name him as the successor. So it's not an entire lie. Do you know what I mean that he like gave her? It's definitely not all the truth either.
I didn't want, because it's like Jester. I guess really quick, because I'm gonna keep referring to. It is God dang it! Don't start that now, Red. Please, we just moved on from the first podcast. But really quick, I'm gonna keep referring to Jester as we're talking about Ford, and I'm gonna get Jester out of the way now, so that way people don't know who the heck I'm talking about when I'm referring to her name. Jester, she's a tiefling, I think is how you pronounce what she is.
Tiefling.
They're apparently people that have devil or satanic origin. Like what they say, so they look like a devil. I actually thought she was an imp at first. I was like, oh, weird. But Jester, on their introduction, appears to be a joker and seems to be very organized. Based on the little bit I did see of her when she was helping her mother, and and looked like it looked like she was a part of a brothel. I had no idea, but you know, from the little bit of information that I saw of her and how she helped her mother keep the show going after she forgot a piece of her performance. But you know, very organized and observant. She loves her mother, and her mother loves her as well. Has various magical powers, including healing. I forgot to bring up that she also talks to an invisible being that she calls the Traveler. Apparently, he's a god. We don't know what he looks like, and I'm very interested in seeing what he looks like.
Does he really exist, or is she just like schizophrenic?
I hope she's schizophrenic because she's kind of adorable. But I'm pretty sure, really, it's like, I feel like it's one of those situations where he does pray to a god, and maybe the god and her do talk back and forth. That type of thing. Like, it's possible that maybe he's not like he may be actually there, but he doesn't have a physical form. I'm hoping that he actually does exist, and we'll see what he looks like eventually. I hope this isn't one of those like she's got an imaginary friend, because I really don't want her to be schizophrenic. Or somewhat close to it, like, you know, losing her marbles. I sure hope that's not the case.
Why not?
Because I would like to have Ford and Jester get together. I feel like maybe Ford could learn to like her. I just don't want her to be schizophrenic.
They can still be together, and she can be schizophrenic.
I don't know how that works, considering how Ford is, but back to my talks about Ford.
It's not like Ford can claim he's got it all there.
I feel like he can. He's just kind of traumatic. He's just kind of traumatized because of what happened to him on the ship. I just didn't want his first interaction with anybody who doesn't know him, and it's like, who Jester seems to be. I could be completely wrong as me mistaking this, but she appears to be very honest and forthcoming with a lot of information that she doesn't need to. And I will say, it's her fault for assuming that he was a captain, but he still could have said something. Even if it was like, I'm not really a ship captain. I was on a ship, and like the guy who was training me was a captain. that type of thing. And I got the sword off the ship. I don't know. It just like, I really didn't want him to lie to her, and because like it's a type of like story building that does work, but it's a type of story building that I kind of hate, where there's secrets in the air that no one that doesn't really come up for a long while, and then it does come up and it causes friction. And I just like I really don't. These two seem to work really well together, even if it was by accident. It's just like I don't want that. I don't want their relationship to get compromised because, you know, one of his first interactions with her was a lie. It's like, and I get it's her fault for assuming, but he should have said something.
He should have, yeah. He does like kind of ask her to hold it back a little. He's like, "Could you like call me a captain less?" But it's not enough. It's not enough to be honest or anything like that.
So I will say to piggyback off something you said to me last week about me maybe liking this character, you are right, because you can hear how upset with him I am.
I just thought there was things about him you would enjoy.
I mean, you're right. There are things like I don't like the lying thing, but I get it. He's still working through his own issues because he literally, I guess, to further on talk about the episode a little bit with him. But we'll probably do that really quick. Is there another character I added on here that I didn't? Oh, okay, Essek, another character they introduced that I actually kind of like. I don't really have much to say about him here, other than he's an interesting fellow. He appears to be a part of the Night Elves, and is not as devout a practitioner as the other people that live where he lives. Or at least that's what the Queen says. Though based off the end of the episode, he doesn't seem to be as religious as the Queen or anybody else that lives with him. He seems to like think about everything that they worship as like a mechanical device, which I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's like, if that's what he thinks of it as a mechanical device, I mean, he has the right to think about it that way. Though it seems like whenever he does say that or talks about like getting into that gem of theirs, people get really upset. Part of it,
I don't know. I'm really glad you're enjoying the anime, and I don't want to take that away from you at all. But I couldn't connect with Essex.
I'm pretty sure there's something.
I don't know why. I don't know why. He just wasn't like my bag quite. But I don't want to take it away from you. Like, it's totally cool that you like him. I couldn't get into him.
But it's not that I connect with him. It's just more like I find him interesting, considering that like I did ask this last episode that I hope that there's a character from their group from the Night Elves that does become a part of the main cast. Though it wasn't 100% what I was asking for him to become a part of the main villain. That I wasn't asking for, but apparently that's where he's at right now. I suspect that maybe he'll change sides, maybe, because he doesn't seem bad. He just seems lost because, again, some of his backstory revolves around his mother, who I think he said she has typhus. When I looked into whatever that was, I only came in with typhoid, so I don't know if that's what she's got.
No, my interpretation of typhus is it's some sort of like transcendent illness that blurs your current and previous reincarnations together. I think typhus is just a word they used. I think that its purpose is it blurs, like you start falling out of sorts with your previous lives.
I can understand that. I was trying to figure out because I was like, I thought I misheard. I misheard what he said. Cause like, did he say typhus? Because all I could find was typhoid and some other illness from a different anime that I haven't watched. But it was
that's
like,
also a real world illness.
Yeah, I know typhoid's a real world illness. No, I know typhoid's a real illness in the real world. I just that's all I could find whenever I typed in that. But I was like, okay, I don't know what I heard, but okay. But so is anybody else? No, I don't have anybody else. I feel like I should have added some other characters. I mean, I think the captain was probably worth it, but he's dead.
Yeah, I really liked the captain though. Vandrin.
I should probably put Vendrin in here, but it's like, I don't know. He's already dead, and I don't think he's gonna. Now if like he does show up in more cutscenes, maybe, I mean not cutscenes, but he shows up in more memories with Ford, maybe I'll reconsider putting him in here. He doesn't seem to have much of a purpose yet. I suspect that maybe we'll see a lot more in Ford's memories, because he'll probably go back in time in his mind to figure out how to use the sword, because he doesn't know that sword's giving him magic. Or, well, actually, it makes it a little bit that the sword's giving him magic, but I'm guessing what really gave him magic was whatever was in the ocean that saved him. Because like it grow a few times when we go back to him, and then I forgot what else it says. I think it says become when he's reviving him. So I don't know who breathe. That like, huh? Breathe?
The first one is breathe, and the second one is grow.
Okay. Well, whatever that thing is, because like apparently he resonated with like deity or something in the water. Weirdly enough.
Otoa. UK''Otoa is its name. I only know that because I watched it with subtitles and hovered over the thing to see what Amazon was crediting to the voice actors and stuff. You know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know if you just said that or not, but if you did, I apologize. The guy for Vandrin, the sea captain, did you say that you knew who the voice actor was?
Vandrin?
Yeah, do you know who that is, the voice actor?
No, I don't.
Tim McGraw. Country singer Tim McGraw.
Huh. Oh, I guess you just brought up something that I meant to bring up here, and I completely forgot about that. I wanted to bring up. Frick, it was one of the voice actresses. I forgot her name. I think it was Bailey something. Or, hold up.
Laura Bailey.
Yeah, Laura Bailey's voice is one of the characters, and I had to look that up because I saw her name, and I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that name. But yeah, she's in a lot of anime. I was surprised she's here. And she voices Kid Trunks too, to bring it more to what's something that you watched that she's in.
Yeah, they have a pretty good cast for something that launched by a Kickstarter.
I mean, they have Matt Mercer, so like, I mean, it's not too shocking that they managed to grab her. What would be a real shock to me if they managed to get him is either Sean Schemmel or Chris Sabat. Those two, I don't think they have the time. it's like, because I don't know what, I mean, I know Chris Sabat's got all kinds of, he's got all kinds of places places he's got to be. But maybe Sean Schemmel, because I don't know what else Sean Schemmel does.
He's probably just a fucking loser.
Wow. Talk about the voice of Goku, jeez.
Probably just kind of like got a big old dildo strapped to his chair and he's just sitting on it and playing like Fortnite or something.
I am in no way associated with this fellow. He may know that Sean Schemmel is Goku and he doesn't care and he's just saying things, but I am in no way associated with him.
I didn't know who Sean Schemmel was, I just thought it was amusing.
I actually would have made the connection with him when I made mention of him next to Chris Sabat of all people. It's probably Chris Sabat now I'm thinking about it. I keep calling him Sabat. I don't know why, but I think it was actually Chris Sabat. As far as nobody's like, what the heck? Okay, so really quick before we go back onto the topic at hand, I guess this is kind of on topic, because apparently Matt Mercer is a part of something in this show. But Mercer has said in 2017 that while he is heterosexual, he's also attracted to men in the past and experienced homophobia while growing up as a boy. I don't know why this is in his biography. I just thought it was interesting. Wait, what? Oh no, he suffers from body dysmorphic disorder? Man, the varying illnesses that some people have that you never know. Okay, on back to the episode at hand. But yeah, so episode 2, Who Will You Be? Is the second episode of the first season of the Mighty Nein. After surviving a shipwreck, Ford Stone discovers he suddenly has magic powers. In Nico Dranas, Jester Lavora's phallic pranks get her in trouble. Meanwhile, not Sticky Fingers gonna get her and Caleb killed as Bo's investigation heads south. I will say Bo's inclusion was kind of weird because like she kind of just shows up and no, she doesn't. I mean, they show her training for a little bit with Darian, I think is her name. Yeah, Daron, and like then she gets immediately sent off on her first mission, and then later on we see her training a little bit in her like hotel room that apparently the one of the hotel staff says isn't appropriate for ladies, which I thought was kind of weird. I mean, I know why he said it. Yes, I know why they said it because he's supposed to be sexist, but at the same time, it was just one of those. It was like, geez, they're really laying that on here, aren't they? It's like that's what I'm saying. Like I said this before, and I'm still gonna stick with it. Like Bo is the character they're gonna stick in a dress, and it's gonna make her attractive, and I'm guaranteeing that's gonna happen at some point. It may not happen this season, but it's gonna happen because they're gonna do. She seems the type of character that they would do that to. It's just something I feel like that's gonna happen to her. But it was just still kind of strange that he said that to her. I'm surprised she didn't try to, snap his neck or something. Like I'm surprised she held that back because she's not the type of person that you say that to her, she will almost kill you.
But we know from the last episode that she's actually a lot more patient than she comes across as. From that guy that was like, in the last episode, it was just taunting her and telling her how stupid and wrong she was, and how she was just patiently ignoring him and like continuing the investigation. And you could see that it really truly didn't get to her. I think she's irascible on the surface, but I think deep down she's got a lot more self-control than she lets on.
I get that, but at the same time, it wasn't like that dude that wasn't showing any respect was like, as far as we could tell on the surface, mocking her for her gender. That dude unfortunately was, and I feel like that would have been the appropriate time to at least have a little non-self-control. But I get why she didn't. I was just saying that it just seems like, I don't know, I feel like if I was writing this show, I would have had her do something. It may not have been like over the top, but it would have just...
I think it says more that she didn't do the predictable thing.
No, I get why she didn't, but it's for me is if I was writing that scene, I would have her done something, not something over the top, just like maybe she walks by him and his pants drop, something really funny and comical at that just embarrasses him. But I don't know, it's one of those things. Again, Bo doesn't really have that much of a prominent like showing up. We only really see what's really important about Bo's appearances here is that she's training, I guessing to use that chi blocking thing that she had used on her, and she's still learning apparently, and apparently she's gonna keep training and using this at some point in the field of fighting, and she's gonna get really good at it. Hey Rai, oh, and I didn't see the hydrate, but and then we see her again at the end of the episode after her horse was released by Not, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like the bit that I want to say about Bo. I can't wait to see
you had
more
a bit
of
to
what
say
she
about
does.
Bo, huh?
Huh?
You had a bit to say about Bo, huh?
But the other part of the episode that takes up a little bit more the episode is Ford Stone and his introduction. Well, our introduction to Ford Stone, and then also his introduction to Jester. Ford Stone, interesting character. Was not expecting. I'm not gonna say he's a pacifist, but I was not expecting, I guess, a timid character from him based on the way he looks. But I guess it's one of those things of like, don't judge a book by its cover type of situation. But he doesn't seem like he likes it doesn't seem like he's like aggressive like you would think maybe he would be based off his looks. But he was being trained by the ship captain and know how to fight with the sword. And the ship captain was training him, I would say, freaking really well, to the point where, like, no matter what he did, even though it made it seem like he was gonna win that, you know, that scuffle, he shows like, aha, you're not gonna beat me yet. Like,
Okay.
I like the captain. I'm not gonna say I didn't like the captain. It's just like, he suddenly died, so to me it's like, I guess he's not gonna be important.
I really liked his words of wisdom. So I wrote down several of the things he said that I really liked.
Go ahead.
Any frightened boy can attack. A brave man knows how to wait. And then never underestimate your enemy, he said really calmly to him. And then whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're always right. And cut the rope or it'll choke you out. I thought those were all really cool little words of wisdom to pass on to build the story.
Yeah, something was interesting. That last one, of like, cut the rope or choke you. I was like, well, of course, the rope is gonna. But I understand it's a metaphor or something else. I was just like, I don't know why. That's what my mind went to when I heard that last one. But yeah, that guy seems interesting. I guess also to build on that guy too, that captain who I forgot his name. You already was it Varun? What was his name? Like a ship captain? I forgot his name. Vandrin? Hey, well, Vandrin was talking to Ford, and he even brought up that other dude who I forgot his name, the pirate dude that abandoned his ship after he set the entire ship on fire. I forgot his name, but I'll see him again, and I'll make sure to put him on the list of characters. But basically, he brought him up saying that I see that he does bully you, and you probably should stand up for yourself. Is kind of what he says. He doesn't say that in exact words, but he's like, he lets to know that you shouldn't let him, get the best of him, regardless of how you feel about, violence or whatever towards somebody else. Because again, they make Ford sound like he's, I don't want to say he's a pacifist, because I don't think that's not what he is. But it's like, it doesn't seem like he likes to, engage in like altercations, basically. Which is like, this is like why a part of like why I liked him is like, oh, he doesn't seem to be a brutish type of character, even though he looks like he should be, kind of. But like after like he has his chat and his sparring session with Ford, he puts the sword away. That later on becomes Ford's new weapon.
Or is Ford the weapon's weapon?
Huh?
Or is,
yes, it is.
apologies. Or is Ford the weapon's weapon?
It's based on the magic he was using. I had no idea.
The weapon, or is the weapon using Ford? It was kind of hard to tell in the show.
Well, I don't really, because I thought maybe it was a sword at first, but then that little demon thing or whatever it was showed up, and I'm like, okay, so it's him giving them the magic, but who is that? You found out his name, but I'm just saying I don't know what that thing is. It's
thing
like,
or the voice, yeah.
Yep.
But is the voice the sword, or is the voice drawn to the sword? Like, we don't know for sure what exactly is going on there, the dynamic.
Well, I'm not saying that the sword is a part of that magic. I'm just saying that I thought the sword was giving him the magic at first, because that's when the magic started showing up. It wasn't showing this disembodied voice with this creature in the water, or it was a sword. The sword literally, first the sword gave a glow, and then it gave him the ability to basically, Jedi mind trick people. I thought the sword was doing that at first, but I don't think it's a sword. I think it's that deity.
I still think the sword's doing it.
Well, I don't think that anymore. I mean, unless something changes, but like, I don't know. It feels like to me, it's like, I think it's gotta be, to me, in my mind, it's gotta be that thing. Because
I think they're connected. I think there's a connection between the two of them. But I think that the deity was drawn to the sword, the power of the sword, but that the deity is separate from the sword. Because the Vandrin, when he's talking to Ford, he says they found me. Something found him at 3:45. They say they found me. So, but he had the sword separately at that time. Like, they didn't find him, and he, for any other special reason or anything. They just found him, and I felt like the sword had a connection to it. They were the whatever they were, the serpent things, were looking for him, and they found him, and he had the sword separately from that. So I was wondering if those things, like, they were the previous owners of the sword, or the creators of the sword, or they were linked to the sword in some way. But I think we're going to learn more about that and how they're connected. I think as long as Ford doesn't go out in the water, it's going to be hard for those things to find him. You know what I mean? As long as he's on land. But I think that's what's going on there.
But my thing though is like, what about like, because I would have connected the sword healing him when he was in the water, but obviously that's not what happened because the deity healed him. I'm not saying, I don't know, I feel like the deity gave him magic. Because like, I mean, according to Ford, he didn't have it. And I feel like if you grabbed onto something that has magic, you wouldn't notice it, regardless if you don't have magic or not. It seems kind of strange that he doesn't realize that the sword has. If the sword is giving him magic, I'm surprised he's not aware that the sword is giving him magic. He said he doesn't even know how he doesn't even know how he's doing it. Like he literally says he doesn't know how he's doing it. But I don't know, like that to me it's like I don't think the sword is giving him magic. Hey, you know, 3 5 stars in this. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like to me, it's like I feel like at first I thought it was a sword, but it was the one thing that made sense. But then when that deity started speaking a lot more, and then we see at the end of the episode as like Ford is sleeping, it's like I don't know. It just to me, I feel like the magic's coming from him because I know in D&D typically you can, you know, if you're playing D&D, you can pray to a deity and they give you power. So you just feel like to me that that's what the direction are going with him. Now I could be wrong, and you could be 100% right. Like that sword is giving him magic, and the sword is connected to the deity. There's no reason why it couldn't be. I'm just, for me, like I'm not seeing the connection yet for myself. And I will say the magic that the sword did give him was green. So I also didn't see the lizards in the water. So me hearing the lizards from you is the first I've heard of it. I wasn't aware that that's what was attacking them. Because all I remember is that dude, I think Servo, whatever his name is, setting
you go
fire.
back and look. It's you can see them in the lightning. I have the I'm trying to find the moment where they show it.
I'm not saying you're wrong, or like I don't believe you. I'm just saying that all I really remember. I do
345. There's this serpent-looking thing that shows up. You can see them in the water when the lightning strikes. They're like bigger than the boat. At 3 minutes and 45 seconds in.
What did it say? Will you play already? Jeez.
I also made a joke to myself about Mandarin when they were doing that sparring, and he says, like, you know, I'm half your age and half as fast and half as strong. And it just proves that Mandarin had Ultra Instinct to me.
I still find that weird as I've been watching this right now. He says he's older than him, like twice his age. How old is Ford? Because like he's not a human. So for him to be half his age, like there is some mental gymnastics I would need to do to believe that he would be older than him. But again, I don't know. It could be easily that the aging thing here is a lot different. I think I missed it. Okay. He found me. Okay, I thought they said they found me. No, he says he found me. That is strange. I thought he said they. Yep, it definitely says he. And then Forrest says we weren't expecting a storm, so yeah, there's definitely, that storm was definitely not normal. You said 3 what?
3:45.
Okay, so I'm not close to that thunder. 3:45. Oh! Oh, those are big. What the heck?
Yeah, right? And I think he does say they found me, doesn't he?
No, according to the subtitle, he says he found me.
Oh, okay.
You cut the rope or it'll choke you out. Trust me. Thunder crashing. I'm reading what it's giving me. He found me. He says he found me.
Okay.
Which, I mean, will still make sense because we only ever see that thing. But maybe they definitely, I don't know, maybe the translations are wrong. I don't know. I don't know how you could be wrong when it's English, but...
It's alright. I thought he said they as well, but it's okay.
But, regardless of what, like, whatever found him, and it's like, that makes you kind of curious. Maybe they're separate from that deity. It's possible, because maybe if you're right, I'm gonna take that the sword is connected to him. Like, why would he send out a party to get a sword back that he may just want somebody to hold and for him to you know, take a hold of him or something like that. Or it grows stronger. It would make sense for the deity to send out so whoever's after him isn't the deity himself. I guess we'll see whatever happens. I mean, the deity is talking to him at the end of the episode. After his crewmate, the one crewmate that I want dead now, sets the entire place on fire and jumps abandoned ship, Verdun sees it. And, like, you know, Fort's trying to... By the way, Fort got stabbed in the underbelly of the ship, and he's trying to get out. And he's, like, stumbling. And he's trying to get out. And he's, before he can, like... It seems kind of interesting that he cannot get the words out immediately. He has to take a breath and then, like...
And then all of a sudden he's shouting full volume. Like he's fully healthy all of a sudden.
Abandoned ship, and then everything goes to black.
It was too loud. It was too, like, clear. Like he wasn't struggling to breathe anymore.
I don't know. Again, like, he's not human, so, like, I feel like the anatomy's got to be different, and how the anatomy works has got to be different. That's just what I'm. This is what I'm reaching. That's what I'm reaching for. Is like he's not human. I mean, I take that back. He's half human because I happen to see what he was. Because he is half.
What do you think the story with Sabian was? The guy that stabbed him. That character should probably go on your list too, because I feel like
Sabian
he survived, and we're yeah, Sabian should go on the list. We're clearly going to see him again because he jumped overboard. And seemed to know exactly what he was doing.
I'm gonna wait till he shows back up again and put him on the list. I completely forgot to. And like, I knew it was a character, it was a couple characters I was missing I wanted to. Verdun, I'm not gonna be that hurt for. I'm willing, what I'm gonna do is like, if he does show back up again in a freaking flashback, he's definitely going on the list. Because that's not gonna be the last, last flashback we're gonna see with him in it. But, Sabian for sure, I gotta correct that. I might do it after we go offline. I don't know. I had to remind myself to do that, to add him to the character list, but I feel like, yeah, he should go on the list. It was a complete mistake on my part to skip over him like that. I forgot to, because I totally meant to, because I want him dead. But again,
they're setting him up like he's some kind of rival, though, so I feel like he should come back.
Well, no, I want him to come back, but I also want Ford to kill him. Because, I mean, the guy's like douche. because I don't know if he's a rival, or I feel like he's just an antagonistic force. Because it seems like whatever reason for it, even though it sounds like, at least according to Verdun, Vandrin, he always seems to like give him problems. So this isn't the first time he's done that. He's done something on this level. It might be the first time he set the entire ship on fire for sure, but like this isn't the first time he's done something too forward in any regards. Because according to Vandrin, he saw his interactions with them. So like it's not like this is completely new. And I mean, based off of the way he reacted to him abandoning the ship like that, he was like, "What?" And I'm surprised he didn't try stopping him. Like I don't, maybe he couldn't. I had no idea. But when he abandoned ship and is stabbing Ford. Ford yells out, "Abandon ship," and before he gets the entire words out, the ship collapses. Ford then wakes up on the beach, healed. Wondering what happened, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. He remembers that everybody died on the ship, and he's scrounging around because apparently not just him got washed ashore. It was a bunch of I guess ship stuff, like possessions that was on the ship. So he ends up finding pieces of armor and puts them on his body, and then picks up the sword. Doesn't even ask where this came from.
What is that bracelet that he found at 816? That seemed to be significant.
Bracelet?
Bracer. At 8 minutes and 16 seconds. He finds his sword and...
Well, it might be, maybe it's from the ship captain, because he does take the ship captain's hat and then he floats it off to sea. He doesn't do that.
I don't remember him wearing a bracer. I'm going back in to check it, but like it seemed the bracer he put on seemed to be significant to him, like sentimental or something. He seemed like he had depth in his eyes when he looked at it.
Well, I'm gonna go on the limb and maybe say that it's somebody from his past.
Yeah. But I wanted to know.
And you'll find out when they think it's appropriate.
Oh no, it's the captain, ship captains.
Okay, so I was right. I just, that's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, hey, maybe he's a ship captain. Maybe that's why he's looking at it like that. Because I mean, the ship captain gave him his start. He even says
that.
Yeah,
it's the ship captains. I just double checked.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, the ship captain gave him his start. He literally says that he owes everything to that guy. It makes kind of curious. I wonder where he came from, because like, I mean, it doesn't sound like he was on that ship the entire time, obviously. But you know. I like to know where he got on board.
When he makes that promise at 9 minutes in, the sword glows and sends like sort of a pulse out. I was curious what he says. I promise I'll be the man you thought I could be. And then he puts a thing on it. It sends a pulse, and you see the pulse go over the ocean. That was another part that made me think that like whatever those sea creatures were, like, were attracted to his sword, that like it sent that pulse out like that.
I really wasn't taking into account the creatures because I didn't realize they were there.
Right after the pulse is right after the thing says grow. You know what I mean? Right before it, like the pulse goes by and you see it go by underwater, and then you hear the voice go grow. Like it's like it responded to the sword.
I mean, I don't know. I probably just really just like, I probably just wants to, like, you know, I want either confirmation that he is connected to that sword or he's not. I just thought, because it just seemed kind of weird with the way he responded to the magic. At least to me, I feel like you would either know the sword's got magic or you suddenly got magic, but he didn't know either one of them. He's very shocked at either one, so I don't like know what I'm supposed to assume there, if the sword is connected to the deity. I mean, based on the gesture, I'm almost certain maybe that it is one of those things where he's got a pact with the deity and he doesn't realize he made a pact with him yet. But I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I mean, I wouldn't be completely against if the sword was connected to him, but I'd at least like to know, like, what's the ship captain doing with it? Because it doesn't seem like the ship captain made a pact with him. This, as far as we know. I mean, we've only ever seen the ship captain use it once.
Right.
And it doesn't even sound like he realizes the sword has magic, because again, I feel like if the ship captain was using it and it had magic, the ship captain would have used it. but apparently he didn't, and like I don't know like, what that says about him or like what's his past.
Maybe the ship captain knows it's magic and won't use it because of the cost of the magic, and Ford doesn't know that cost.
Before doesn't even know the magic's coming from the sword if that's where it's coming from.
Right, but what I'm saying is maybe that's why the ship captain didn't use the magic, because he knew what it would do. Or also, if it does attract those sea creatures, maybe he's not using it for that reason, because he doesn't want sea creatures to attack the boat and sink it. And then they found him anyway.
Yeah, because I don't think it. Well, I mean, it didn't. As far as I know, he put that sword back down in the cabinet where he got it from. He says like after he says he found me or he found me.
Yeah. I wonder what was in that box, because there was a box in that cabinet too. They make a big point out of showing that box.
Well, he obviously didn't find it. If it were, I mean, it must not have like made landfall unless it made landfall someplace else, and he'll find it there.
Or maybe the other guy got it.
That is also true. After he makes landfall and he puts on all the garb that he's got, he makes his way. He starts walking, and he walks a pretty long way apparently, according to him, to the next city, the next town that's nearby, where Jester is staying. And basically, Ford does the Ford thing of like, please let me in. Like, I walked a long way, and they don't care, obviously. And then all of a sudden he says, "Please let me in." He yells it, and all of a sudden they're like Jedi mind control, and he said, "Sorry, sir, you can go right on in." He's like, "Huh?"
Oh, gosh, that's useful.
Well, I don't know. He knew what he did. I think he's just shocked that they changed their disposition. But yeah, he walks right on, and he sees that everybody's around, and he's like, "Wonder how much this costs," and stuff like that. He gets some food, and then we jump from him, I think, to Jester, who is like in a different. Well, when we first see her, I think she's a different time period, I think, or time.
That's the scene where he gets into the King seems to command the people, or is it 2150? But Jester herself is first introduced at 1146.
So what's in between Jester and Ford then? I thought Ford fed into Jester, but maybe I must be wrong then.
You know what's kind of cool, by the way, just as a little side note? Paul, when Ford's trying to get in there, and he talks, and that guy that looks like he's the bouncer, Paul, comes up, and he looks real tough, and he cracks his neck and says, "Oh, looks like we got someone to take care of here." Do you know that Paul's the voice acting past includes Cowboy Bebop, being the voice actor of Spike in Cowboy Bebop?
No, I did not know that.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, I don't have a connection with Cowboy Bebop. I mean, it's cool that they got a voice actor from that show to work here. I wonder how they're paying these people.
Steve Bloom. He had a bunch of other stuff.
Steve Bloom? Oh, okay,
yeah,
never
mind.
He
was in Korra too. He was Amon from Korra. He was Aurelios from Star Wars Rebels. He was in a lot of stuff. Cowboy Bebop was the one that hit me the hardest, because Cowboy Bebop is considered like one of the greatest animes of all time. Rachel?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I had made plans to watch it eventually. I just haven't made the time yet because I'm watching other stuff.
It's alright. It's a very chill anime. I think it's a good anime. I don't know if it's the greatest of all time, but it does have a nice soundtrack.
Let me figure out what fed in. I thought he fed right into Jester, but maybe I was wrong. No, I'm wrong. Hold up. No, that's the wrong app.
Joel, good boy. Joel. Hello, kitten.
Here it is, Prime Video, and then... Okay. Oh, what's in between? Oh, we already talked about Bo. That's what happened. Bo was shown in the middle of it, and then we went to Jester's house where she's living. I don't got really much more to say about what happened with Bo, because Bo was just shoved off to start her first mission.
I thought that. Let me see what I have notes about for Bo. I love the mentors in this show. Bo's mentor, like I talked about her a lot last episode. I liked the line, "You're paranoid? Good, you'll survive longer." And coming right off of Vandrin, going straight to this other mentor that we've been introduced to, it reminded me a little bit. Remember when Bo was fighting with her, and I saw it as a contrast between where Bo is now and where she could be later in the series. I thought that fight with Vandrin and Fjord was kind of letting us know how far Vandrin still has to go. You know what I mean? Because we're going to see a lot of scenes where Fjord does impressive things and everything else. But now we see how far he can go. You know what I mean? And like his mentor was like teaching him, and like we saw a contrast between the fledgling and the master with the two of those, similar to the one that we saw with Bo. So it's almost like Bo was brought in at that moment to remind us, that masters and students are sort of an ongoing theme in this show.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I mean, that's all I had to say about Bo, and then my next note was 11:43 when I was like, was that drink shaped like a dildo?
Well, I guess we could talk about like the Jester and her introduction, which I already said what I said about Jester at the very beginning with the she seemed like when Jester was first brought in. First of all, I thought, was that an imp? Because I didn't know what she could have been. Because I'm not into D&D.
I was into D&D. Like I knew she was a tiefling because I knew about I was familiar with the D&D races.
But I had to look her up just because I was getting a picture for her, and I was like, okay, to not spoil myself or anything, I need to get a picture of her real quick. And I decided to look at her race because I wasn't sure what she was, because I wanted to make sure I knew what she was. I talk about her here, but yeah, tiefling. But yeah, it seems like she's like really, she seems innocent, kind of, because though I say innocent, quote unquote, because like she does do a lot of. She takes a dildo and just replaces it on top of something. As I don't know. I say she's playful to an extent because she likes to joke around with the looks of it, and her name is Jester. But it was just kind of funny because it was like, what the world? But yeah, it was that drink shit like a dildo. I think that was the whole point, because like, I want to say where she's living on top of like, it's not a brothel, but it's something like a place where they do shows of some kind.
Yeah.
Very tempting, seductive shows apparently. But shows nonetheless.
With her mom.
Well, I mean, I'll just say this about her. I didn't add her into the list because she literally shows off her daughter later on with Ford. But like, I sat there every time I was looking at her, I was like, dang, that is hot. Like, no wonder people come here to watch her.
Aww.
I was like, wow, she's attractive. She's showing a lot of skin, unlike her mother, unlike her daughter. Which I want to say, this is an interesting contrast. I don't know this because this is her job and she needs to be ready at all times. But it's like, it's funny to me that her mother is showing a lot more skin than her daughter is. Like, there is more visible. There's more visible cleavage on her mother than on her. It's like. Well, I wonder why she's dressed that way. Is that a on purpose choice? Like, I don't know.
I guess a professional choice?
You can say it's a professional choice. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's like, okay, it'd be the most convenient for lounging around in, but what do I know? But her mother also seems really nice too. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that, they look this way, but they're people too, like anybody else is. they have a job to perform. Apparently also based off of like the conversation that they did have later on after the show was over. Apparently Jester wanted to like paint a wall that was going to be a part of her mother's performance, but unfortunately her mother had an obligation with the town's mayor, who Jester doesn't like, and we see later on why. But like she doesn't like the mayor or the town mayor, and she doesn't like it that her mother has to. She understands what her mother has to put up with him, but at the same time, it's like she still doesn't like him. And her mother disappears to go and deal with him from the sounds of it, because she's already made an appointment with him. Which I assume that, like, I'm guessing based off how kind of person he was, I'm guessing it was like a personal like lap dance situation. I think, I don't know. Based off the way she was dressed, I thought maybe that's what they were insinuating. But yeah, their whole like just as introduction, I was like, I find it cool. I find her cute and in a really like in a very naive way. I don't know like what her whole deal is of why her mother decided to keep her locked away, which I didn't know that was what was happening until she says so. What I thought was funny. I was like, wow, okay, so she just comes out and saying that she's purposely keeping her daughter, in the house, but
yeah, I wondered why she would bother keeping her in the house. It seemed like she was holding her back pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she does say that, it wasn't fair for her to do that. It was like, okay. I was like, maybe because like, she isn't, I mean, she even brings this up too, that she calls her daughter her Sapphire Gem. So it's definitely clear that her skin tone is different. And I was kind of curious about that, because like, I wonder why she was blue skin and her mother was red skin. I thought it must have something to do with her biological father, whoever that is. But and I don't know if he's gonna be important. Who really knows? But it was really interesting that they were both mother and daughter. Because at first I thought maybe she had called her mother as like some term of endearment or something like that. In terms of like she's kind of like her mother to her. But then I was like, oh wait, they're actually related. Oh okay. Wait, why do they look different? So like, okay, there must be some reason behind it. Whatever it is, I will say it is kind of strange that she definitely did keep her locked up. She must got something, special about her that maybe her mother knows about. Was that the dildo drink thing, which is still funny to me?
It was funny. The sexual humor takes a back seat pretty quickly after this. You won't see much more of it.
Okay.
In the future episodes. So it's be like a little smattering of it, but it's not like that character from Vox or anything like that that's just all sexual humor. It's not like that at all.
Oh, I welcome that change.
I like that the Minotaur guard, his name was Blood, Bloud. Blood.
I guess speaking of the Minotaur, like this seems to be a recurring theme with Jester throughout the entirety of the establishment. A lot of people know who she is, and she's apparently seems to be a really important like figure of helping people out, because like she runs around and helping people, I guess get certain things staged and whatnot. So she seems like she's really important. It doesn't seem like she's not
definitely had a home there. Yeah, she definitely had a home there.
It doesn't seem like she's not wanted. So like I thought it was kind of interesting. Like, okay, she seems to be really organized from the looks of it. Like she seems to be able to keep things organized. Her mother forgot something, and immediately, and her daughter just throws it down on her when her mother realizes she forgot it. So like it's obvious that she seems to keep things together. So I don't know like what her absence at at this place is gonna be like when she does, after she leaves. It's like maybe that was the one-time thing. Her mother completely forgot. Who knows? But maybe we'll see this place again, not in like a full forward way, but maybe we'll hear about an incident at the shop that she could have prevented. Who knows? Then she disappears. I think we move on to Kayla the Knot from here.
It was interesting in 1640 when Knot was trying to figure out how Caleb got the amulet, and he said, maybe you got it from your mom. And Caleb has a very visceral response to that. Like, something about that really bothered him at 1640.
I expect that maybe his mother was somebody that he held dear. Well, I guess before then we have another Bo scene where she is like at a tavern, and this is like where, you know, Not and Caleb are, but like Bo shows up at his tavern, puts her horse. Keep that in mind for later. Puts her horse away in the in like the place where they placed her horses to rest and whatnot. But she shows up and she puts that horse there. Oh,
that's a good point. That's Bo's horse, so like Not's gonna have to live with Rachel's horse for a long time.
I guess we can talk about this now. I said this to you in a chat a day after, but like that whole after Not caused this disturbance and, you know, scared the horses, she was talking to his horse, Bo's horse, which is funny. So like, talks to Bo's horse. Apparently, I don't know if she was talking to him or not, but like it seems like she was talking to him. Like, and then it gets upset and it says, "This horse is racist." I literally lost it because I was like, "Are you serious? Did she really just say this horse was racist?"
The funny thing is, now that I think about it, assuming that all these characters are going to get together later, and that's Bo's horse, like that's not the only time that Not is going to have to deal with that horse.
Well, I don't know, because it seems like the horse.
So they're actually like establishing like a character relationship between Not and that horse that might come up later on, like where Not continues to resent the racist horse.
I don't know. The horse gets away because like later on we see Bo's walking down the road and she doesn't have the horse.
But did Not and Caleb have the horse?
No, they were walking towards where they were. They didn't have the horse. Not just like ran after Bo said, "That was my horse," and then Not says, "Yeah," and then runs off. So I mean, there's still gonna be a situation with the horse. I don't think the horse is gonna be there, but I'm pretty sure like when they do get together at some point, like, "Hey, you're the one with the racist horse."
Yeah, I one with a racist horse. That'll be fun.
I'm sorry, just like when she said the horse was racist, I was like, I get that the whole goblin thing. I'm waiting for them to establish more of the goblin lore at some point, but like, it's just so random that like, out of nowhere, she screams this horse is racist, and I'm like, there was no need to claim that this horse was racist, and the horse too was white, so it was like. It was clear that they really wanted to put that in your forefront of your brain. It was like, oh dear, like what are they doing? This is clearly something that would have been said in a private D&D session for sure, and I'm surprised it made it here.
It was pretty good, not gonna lie.
But yeah,
I liked. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I didn't know how much to say. I'm just like. Oof.
I liked seeing some of Caleb's language in this one. At 1712, when he says good night to Not, he says good not, which is like good night Not. I thought that was like I saw it in the the subtitles, but I looked into it a little bit, and he's actually. The subtitles at 2253 say that he's talking Zemnian. Remember I said I thought it was German? So I looked online really quick and risked spoilers. Zemnian refers to the fictional language and culture from Critical Role Dwendalian Empire and the world Exandria, heavily inspired by German and Eastern European aesthetics. So it is inspired by it, but it's not actually like... It's not actually the whole thing. And the language often sounds like German, and but it's not identical to it. Representing a historical society from the fallen city of Zemniaz, it's a significant cultural element, even inspiring a collection of untranslated fairy tales, Der Katzenprinz, and other Zemnian tales. So I thought that was kind of fun, like to find that out, that little tiny bit of lore.
I suspect because it's on the internet means that we will see it eventually.
The language?
Not this language.
Yeah, I
just
don't
the-
know how
just the-
like
just
fleshed out the language is, but it was kind of cool that they took the lore that far.
not the language, but like the town where it came from, because it sounds like that's where he's from. But
It was a fallen town, so I don't know.
oh, never mind then. Yeah, I would have just taken it being German. I don't know why they decided to make up an entire language, but okay, what it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting.
Did you put
Yeah.
General Virat in the character list? That might be
Who?
someone that's relevant too. General Virat.
You know what the dude that was talking to Essek?
Yeah, the green dude.
No, I didn't put him in the list because I don't know if he was going to be important.
Maybe we should make a tab that's like side characters or something, along with characters like secondary characters. Here, I'm making one.
You want to tap? Oh, not touching anything.
There, I did it. We can put some secondary characters in there that where we're not positive if they're like be all end all important, but like they seem
I'll let
relevant.
you have control over this. I mean, if you want to add them in there, because I'm going to say some of these guys I'm not totally sure, but if you think they're important enough and you need to be recognized, I'm not going to fight on it. But if you want to put them by name, I'll look up pictures, whatever we need to. But you know, that's
All right,
fine.
I'm just gonna put a note for Vandrin and General Virat.
At least this way I'll remember when I look over here. So I'm not going to forget names when I'm like, I need to add somebody. Who was it? I was like, oh, dang, I forgot the name of whoever I was.
I didn't put the name down of the lord of that town that Jester retreated from, even though he named himself. I was just like, I didn't think that one was probably relevant enough, but
I mean, well, I say he was the mayor, but like the lord, the lord that was supposed to be with Jester's mother.
the one that was a sword that that stabbed Blood with his sword and then told his guards to beat the crap out of Blood.
Yeah, no,
The
that was the
Minotaur.
guy that was supposed to be had an appointment with her mother. That's why she messed with him in the first place.
Oh.
And that's why he recognized her. He saw her too. That was
Well, anyway,
that guy that she didn't like. Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be relevant or not anymore. He seems small town, like he doesn't seem like he's going to chase her out of beyond the walls of the city. But so I didn't bother writing his name down. But I wonder if we're going to wish that we had.
I mean, if he chills back up again, we'll definitely for sure get his name then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, did you write down the dude, the guy who was messing with Ford on the ship?
Yeah. Oh, in that secondary section? No, I don't think he's going to be secondary personally.
Okay.
I
need to.
But his name is Sabian.
S-A...
Sabian.
Hey, I guess while I'm here.
And then the queen is just called Bright Queen, as far as I can tell.
She'll get a name.
No, I think that's her name.
No, I think she'll actually get an actual name. Like, I feel like,
I think you're wrong. I think you're a wrong person.
Jesus, okay. Jeez. Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, because I feel like, based on, I saw, like, the very first episode, I kind of watched the ending, whether Brock, they were, like, foretelling everything that was going to happen, and I see a point later on in an episode where she shows back up, and I thought maybe she was going to be important.
Cool. I have a legitimate question for you, though.
You'll get this picture then.
Do you want to hear my very legitimate question or not?
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be really upset whatever you ask, but sure, go ahead.
What's it like to be as wrong as you are? Like, seriously. Earnest question here. Like, what is it like to be wrong all the time?
Add Sabian to the list. And with that, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. You get to entertain the fabulous people with lies, apparently, because what you're gonna do.
I don't have the pep. I don't have the pep to make up garbage right now.
Am I gonna regret when I'm watching this later what you said when I left?
No, I'm took my pills at 11 o'clock. I'm half an hour into my pills and I'm sick. So I just kind of I don't got the spirit.
That's sad. Okay, I've added Sabian to the list of main characters.
Thank you.
And I got his picture right there.
I don't know for sure. I get the vibe that he's a main character.
He's there. He's been added. I mean, I meant to add him anyway. I just didn't. Completely forgot. His name didn't stick with me. Where really? I've been completely. I guess we talk about Not and Caleb. I will say, I think you mentioned before that Caleb and Not's relationship was kind of shown here, and the kind of person that Caleb was. It was kind of like showing off a little bit in the next episode. And I was like, yeah, I guess I can. He seems decent. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad person.
No, I really enjoy his relationship with Not though. I like when they're in trouble and Not throws horse manure at his face, and he's like, not all shit is magic. And then it turns out that it is magic.
I'm sorry, but I heard that. I said, that's a t-shirt.
Right? But then the funny thing, like, I would actually, now that you mention it, that would be a really good TKO thing to submit. You remember that Jackbox game TKO? Mm-hmm. Not all shit is magic. But I like that it turns out that shit is magic. Like, he actually does use it to cast a spell. Like, so he's lecturing him that it's not all magic, but it turned out Not was right after all. It was a nice little subtle detail, missable detail that I really enjoyed.
Oh, here's a fun fact for you. The Bright Queen's voice actress, he was in Charlie's Angels.
Oh, wow. So she's pretty old. Unless it's the new Charlie's Angels movies. The original Charlie's Angels are from like the 70s, and those people were adults.
Oh, I mean, she was in the 2000 Charlie's Angels. I guess the new one. She's apparently in Kung Fu Panda too. I don't know who she would have been.
Kung Fu Panda.
Let's see here really quick. I think as we get introduced to Essek a little bit here. Oh yeah, after. Well, this is after Not and Caleb go to sleep, and Caleb goes to sleep, and then Not's like, hey, I'm gonna go steal some stuff, and we cut away to where the elves are, and we introduce to Essek. I would say for like characters that got pointy ears, I kind of like how they kind of wear, the elves specifically kind of wear, like their ears are like adorned with some metal. Like, it's actually interesting. I would have never done, but thought I had done that to an elf character. It's like maybe have them wearing like ear shields or like earrings or something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what I find interesting is like the Bright Queen. Are those antlers on her head like a part of a crown, or are they on her face? Oh, maybe never mind. They're not on her face. They appear to be attached to what looks to be her crown. Never mind. I looked at her for a minute. Like, wait a minute. Are those antlers? Not antlers, but horns there normally, or is there a part of her crown? But I'm guessing they're a part of her crown. As he takes them off and she's got horns, I'm like, oh, interesting. But yeah, we get to the point here like we hear more about their magic bubble, which I completely forget the name of it, but their reincarnation device. We learned that it is actually
called the beacon, but it's also called Dunamis, Dunamis.
I'm gonna call it the beacon, as in the bacon. Haha.
I wonder if Dunamis is going to come up more often. Like if you make a note about it, I would put Dunamis in there as just a side mention. Everybody seems to call it the beacon, but right at the very end, around 4330, he refers to it as Dunamis. Like, it seems to be another name for it. And the beacon, by the way, last episode you were pushing hard that it is connected to reincarnation, at 4330, it's definitely confirmed that it reincarnates. Among other things, it certainly seems to do a lot of things, but the beacon had that. And then there was another sign of it earlier that was less strong when he's talking to Verret, who's never had children in his life and said he thought he'd get to it in the next one. And that also sort of hinted towards the beacon, what the beacon was able to do.
From at least when I could tell with the way they were, like, how that couple in the first episode was kind of like doing things, it seemed like to me, because when he said, "I'll wait for you," I feel like that was freaking reincarnation speaking, like he was going to wait for her to reincarnate. However that was going to happen, because it doesn't sound like it happens normally.
It sounded like he had been reincarnated plenty of times, and he was just like, "Oh, I thought I'd get your children the next time I reincarnated."
Yeah, I don't know what his Essex friend, I didn't think he was all that important, because he didn't seem like he was doing much. I mean, yeah, he seemed like to be a friend of his, but it didn't seem like he was going to do much. I mean, apparently he's an army general, so I suspect maybe we were going to see him again, and I just was dumb and didn't include him in the list of characters.
It seems fairly clear to me that, why don't we put him Verret in the secondaries for now? Yeah, I have him in secondaries, but he seemed I put the Bright Queen in there too. He seemed that like he was going to be more relevant once the war started, and that they were just sort of setting him up right now for later when the war is underway. That's the vibe I got.
I mean, I completely forgot about him, thought he wasn't going to be that important, but I mean, granted, the fact that he's supposed to be a war general, I think he's supposed to have more importance later, like you said. Mm-hmm. So I guess I just forgot about him.
That's alright. He's forgettable right now. He definitely has a tender side to him, though, like he seemed to know his Essex mother on a personal level. He picked up that blue gem for her that he said, "Oh, they said they used to be able to power entire cities." I'm like, holy shit, and you're just going to give it to her? Like, this sick woman that, like, is mentally infirm, but, like, she seemed to know what to do with it. And it seemed like it was almost out of power when she put it into the ship to make it fly.
Well, we didn't know that she was mentally not there. It was assumed that something, maybe it was up with her, but I don't think it was assumed that when they first talked about her, I didn't take it as like she was mentally unwell. I just took it as that maybe either she was dead or she wasn't at home where he was going to be. This is how I took it. I wasn't aware. Clearly she's not well, but you know, that's not how they talked about her.
Yeah, he doesn't know that she's not well. Verret doesn't know she's not well. But he was just like, "Oh, this could be like this incredible magical artifact. I thought I'd give it to her." You know, he said they used to power entire cities. It also made me think, when I talked about earlier, when I was talking about the language that Caleb speaks, and they said it was a fallen city, the fact that the gemstone seems to make things float, and they're talking about fallen cities, makes me wonder if they meant literally like the city floated and now it doesn't, and it was a fallen city, like in a more literal sense. But also, one thing that I thought was interesting to consider, may not be true or not, is that this gemstone powers entire cities and it's blue, but meanwhile we've been seeing the magical green gemstones that amplify magic. And I wondered if those gemstones were like storyline connected in some way. It seems weird that they would just have this gemstone as a bauble, you know what I mean, that used to power entire cities, and then we have this other gemstone that's driving the whole storyline's intrigue right now. So I wondered if they were like connecting them thematically, or if they just happen to be two different gemstones and it wasn't connected. But it seems like it'd be better writing if they were connected thematically somehow. And these people seem like good writers, so just a thought I had.
Oh wait, Matthew Mercer is Essex? Huh.
Why, who's that?
It's another voice actor who does anime stuff.
Oh, cool.
I've
They
only
got
ever heard his
great
name
names.
passed.
It's a very high budget show, apparently.
I don't know how you're paying. So here's my biggest problem. Before we move on, my biggest issue with these names that are all they got really high up their names. How are you paying these people? Because there's no way. Like, here's the thing. There's no way you're paying this. You're paying Steve Blum the same thing you're paying, say, Bennett Ibarra, who is Oelia, and Bennett's got some power under her name too, because she's a character in Boruto. She was a character in the Sailor Moon Crystal remake. She apparently was in She-Ra,
I wouldn't write off
Princess of Power.
Tim freaking McGraw either. You know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty big name. I think part of it is that it's fun. Like, I think these actors sometimes take things that are below their pay grade because it's fun.
I mean, even Liam O'Brien, who's Kayla, I just like, to me, I don't know how you. My biggest concern is like, these are big names that could be doing something completely something else that would pay them more. I just hope that they're compensating them however they wanted to be compensated, because it just seems like, to me, it's like I'm not saying Critical Role is a no-name company. I just like, I feel like, because they have contracts with Funimation and whomever owns these shows that they're a part of. They have contracts with them to be available at their beck and call. That's why that's why I don't think Sean Schimmel or Chris Sabat will ever show up. I mean, I'm not saying they're never going to show up. I suspect if they got Tim McGraw or like Liam O'Brien, I bet they've thought about Chris Sabat for something, but they probably haven't thought about like what his voice will be good for. But I don't know. It just these are some of these names are like really up there. In terms of, like, Laura Bailey, it's like, I don't know who Sam Riegel is. Well, apparently he was involved in the 2003 TMNT series. I'm not sure what he was doing there.
Probably turtle stuff.
I mean, like, J.B. Blanc, guy is a part of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
They were not fucking around.
Some of these actors are not like just anime people. Like, they're actual actors from other shows. They're just like another anime guy, a guy who's done Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know who the heck he was. Angela Hurston. Just a straight up actress. Ever After, a Cinderella Story, The Witches, The Grifters. I'm not sure what these things are, but I suspect these are really high budget movies. Just I'm just really nervous that they're not gonna get enough. If they get season 1 done, that's cool, but like maybe that's all they were guaranteed. With Amazon, I had no idea what Amazon's working with.
I don't know. Amazon is going to be very happy that they funded this, in my opinion. It's going to be a very popular show, I think.
If they get more, that's good. It's just like, I don't know. It just like these people. Like, I can't imagine paying them, much less asking them to be a part of my little small project. Yeah, these people did. They got
momentum. They got momentum from the Vox Machina, which, whether you liked it as much or not, like, did very well. And this is even better, in my opinion. So I still like Vox Machina, but I just think this is much better.
Maybe Matthew Mercer is holding something, because like I know I've seen that name popped up in a lot of places, not just here, but anime. Like, I feel like maybe Matthew Mercer is giving some clout, because he is an actual anime voice actor, but he's also a part of Critical Role. So it just, to me, it's like I'm really concerned about like what are they doing? Like, how are they pulling actual voice actors and actors in general to do this? To me, I feel like that'd be hard to prove to them this is gonna work, unless it is just Vox Machina and Arcane that, I mean, people really liked and saw how good that was. They said, "Oh, wait, I want to be a part. I don't want to miss out on this. It'd be nice to have this on my belt." I don't know. It's just,
It reminds me of the story of Samuel Jackson in Star Wars, when he came up to George Lucas for when the prequels were being made, and he's like, I want to be part of this. I said, even if you just dress me up as a stormtrooper and just have me like run across the screen or something, because I don't care what it is, I just want to be part of it. And they're like, okay, we'll see if we can do something for you. And then he shows up and they're like, pick your lightsaber. And he's like, pick my what? He's like, I'm going to be a Jedi. It's a story I've seen told many times on when I watch Star Wars lore, that like Samuel Jackson had no idea he was going to be a major Jedi. He just was like, it all started with him asking George Lucas if he could just be like a cameo of a guy dressed in a clone trooper, and only he knew it was him or something. He just wanted to be in a Star Wars movie one way or the other.
I can believe that for Samuel L. Jackson, because I mean, who wouldn't want Samuel L. Jackson? I still believe, before we go back to the show and continue on and hopefully end this before 12 o'clock. I'm pretty sure we're not. Yeah, we're not.
We're 9 minutes away.
But really quickly, I can imagine. I've always believed, and this is gonna be what I believe until I die. But I feel like he's contracted to curse a certain amount of times in the movie. I just feel that, like, I think that's in his contract. He'll never let people see it, but I'm just saying, I strongly believe that, because it's like every movie he's been in is like, it's cursing is a part of the character he plays. It's like, why? Like, why is he doing this all the dang time? I don't think there's been one character, and maybe there has been, I just haven't been paying attention, but it's like, I feel like most of the characters I've seen him play, typically, are throwing profanity around. It's like, okay, well, whatever. That's just the character he's playing, and it seems to be expected from him at some point now. It's like, if you don't curse, like, who are you? You're not Samuel L. Jackson. But just the whole pick my what? Like, I'm gonna be a Jedi? Why do you believe he said that? He probably did say, pick my fucking what? Wait, I'm gonna be a Jedi?
Yeah, he didn't know he was going to be a Jedi until he walked in and they told him to pick out a lightsaber. They're like, yeah, go over there and pick a lightsaber out. And then he asked if he could have a purple lightsaber, and George Lucas was like, yeah, we can figure something out for that.
Yeah, I figured that. I heard about the whole purple lightsaber thing, because, like, there's no purple lightsaber besides his, and it's in the universe as of right now. That probably will change based on how things are working out, but I know, like, he wanted to have a unique color, and he thought purple was unique enough. So he never told that story. I know I've heard that story. I don't know why he's never just come out with it. Let people know that, what they're thinking is correct, if that is ever, correct. Let's see, really quick. I know we talked a little bit about the Caleb and Not thing in the manger. I'm not sure there's any more we can add. It was a funny scene with Not and the horse. We see a little bit of, like, their camaraderie, how Not and Caleb kind of becoming closer. So much so,
no, I don't have any more notes about that.
So far, like, one last thing is because Caleb tells not to go and steal things, because they want to remain incognito. Not being herself, wants to sleep on a pillow in a blanket, so she ends up going to steal it, and then Caleb's still asleep, but she picks up his head and puts a pillow underneath him, but apparently that's enough to startle him to wake up, and he pulls a knife on her. I just thought that was funny. It's like, wow, he's very astute even when he's deep in sleep. I wish I could be that way.
Yeah, there's reasons for that. You'll find out later too.
Oh, but
I've been good about not giving you spoilers, and that's not really a spoiler, but you'll learn a little bit more about stuff like that later.
I just thought it was interesting. Like, he woke up immediately and pulled a knife. I was like, good lord, that was quick. And it spooks Not a little bit. But after Not says, like, I was sneaky, I was quiet, and then finds out that she wasn't. Then the poop and the freight racist horse thing happens, and then as they're leaving for the circus or whatever,
they destroy more establishments that way, don't they? With their little heists that end up destroying the whole area. That's how they destroyed. That's how they destroyed the pet stores too. Like, they were trying to steal, and they went too far, and then someone caught them, and then they destroyed the whole place on the way out.
In Caleb's defense, though, that was Not's fault. But yeah, I understand you're talking about like they wherever they go, they seem to burn things down. I'm actually kind of nervous about this next place they're gonna go to, because Not also lets him know that she knows about the wanted poster. He's like, "Oh, and you didn't turn me in?" I was like, "Oh, they actually brought that up and made that come full circle. Cool." Like, I was wondering how long she was gonna hold on to that poster. But it sounds like he said there's more to that wanted poster than him wanting to kill somebody. So I'm actually kind of curious, like, wonder why he's on a wanted poster of all things. I'm very curious about that. It was like, wonder why they want him. Why they want him so badly. Whoever it is that put his name and his face on that. But they walk off as they're going to the next destination, which is to get one of the items that was missing from Caleb's magic. So it sounds like, based on the fact that he needs components to do magic. So like, you were correct last time about the whole, like, even though you probably knew you were correct because you watched more of this than I have, but you were correct last time about magic needing components. I just thought it was kind of weird. I'm glad they did that and confirmed that magic needs components, because I would have been very confused later on. So I'm glad they confirmed that. But he needs a piece, something. He needs something to be able to do magic further. So they're gonna go and steal it back, because apparently his items were sold and scattered across the land. So he's gonna be wandering around trying to get more of his magic bag items, which is gonna be cool. I can't wait to see what he lost. And I guess that ends that with our little scene with Caleb. I hope Bo gets her horse back, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't. That horse ran.
I genuinely don't remember, but I thought it was funny that if Bo does get her horse back and she remembers it, then like they're gonna have like a little character conflict with the horse and her. And I just thought that was amusing.
I'm still confused if Not was talking to that horse or not, because the comment "this horse was racist" tells me that she and the horse were having a communication between each other.
Oh God! What if that's true? What if Not knew what he was saying?
He said something to her.
That would be fantastic. That would be a great little like Easter egg thing where you find out more later on.
I'm not saying this is true or not, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that she claimed that, because she definitely does say hi, hello to the horse, and then the horse freaks out. But as soon as the horse freaks out, she responds and yells with his horse's racist. So I'm like, did they actually have a conversation, or was she just assuming something? Because I don't know. I mean, the horse clearly doesn't like Not, so it's one of those. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's one of those really random things. As you said before, yeah, it'd be interesting character development of like finding out that they actually did have a conversation, and then he definitely did say something racist to her. I'd be like, oh no. Like, I mean, and I can't keep emphasizing this. This horse is white. The horse is literally white. So like, I mean, the idea of the racism being between the horse and her makes sense, but it's just it'd be off the cuff and out of nowhere in a show like this. But I guess at the same time, it's like, it's a fantasy world. It's already misogyny. We saw that earlier, so like it wouldn't be that random. But it's just like, I had to rewind that scene multiple times, because I was just like, I was in disbelief. But to Caleb, Not, and Bo, they're wrapped up.
I think it's very sweet that Not prioritized getting a pillow for Caleb. Like, I like the little ways that they take care of each other. Like, Not turns out to be afraid of water, and Caleb comes over and picks him up and carries her on his shoulders and stuff like that. There's like a very like tender relationship between the two of them.
I guess speaking of that, her whole being afraid of water, do you think that has something to do with her being a goblin, or is it something else?
I don't know. It could be backstory related. Like, it seems like it could be it depends on, like, I don't know, it depends on the build-up. It could have something to do with backstory, or it could just be like goblins are afraid of water or something. I don't know in D&D if goblins are afraid of water. I can chat GPT it right now.
I don't know, it was like a random bit of like, oh, she's afraid of water. I wonder why that is. But it also could because she's short and she probably go in the water easier. Huh?
According to D&D, it's not like a goblin trait for D&D characters or anything.
Okay, so maybe she was traumatized by water at some point.
Or just maybe she's just tiny and it was a river. I don't know, but
I mean, this is because she's short. She'll probably go under easier. That's what I was about to say earlier. So it could be a height thing. She doesn't like being in near things like that because it's deep enough for her to go under.
Or she doesn't know how to swim, or I don't know. Maybe she was too drunk to swim. God knows.
Hey, Caleb, you carry me over the water. I can't swim.
I promise not to puke.
I'm sorry. I only had 5 bottles today, so I'm trying to pace myself. Pace yourself. How are you having a normal day? 15. Well, actually, no, 20. It's like...
I told you she's a weekend drinker. She starts on Sunday and ends on Friday.
But
do you get that joke?
No, I think you said this to me last week. I still didn't get it. I think it was something that I didn't watch. Something.
Okay, so if you start on Sunday and you end on Friday, then you drink on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right?
Uh-huh. So you never start drinking?
So you basically don't stop drinking until Saturday, yeah.
That does not sound healthy for your liver. For anybody who does that.
It's a joke I stole from comedian Bill Hicks, who's my favorite comedian.
I bet he's
a weekend.
Was a drink.
He actually was, and he did struggle with alcoholism.
Oh.
And he made jokes. He made jokes about it after he recovered, at his own expense.
Well, comedians make jokes about what they know. Oh shoot, I'm trying to think. Let's see. After the bow wrap up, I guess the other half of like what happened with Ford and Jester. Jester, causes an issue with the town's lord, and the lord wants her, I guess, on her head on the pike, and starts chasing her down throughout the entirety of the town. Because we see that's where she's living, the town she's living in, where the house is compared to where she's living. Apparently, Ford actually happens to be in the same town because apparently he washed up nearby and was wandering around, and Ford happened to walk in on one of the lord's speeches about going to war with the Night Elves, and it's clear that the Night Elves, I don't know what they're actually called. I feel like they've been said what they are, but those elf creatures, apparently it's clear that these elves aren't looked upon as nice individuals. At least the ones that we see, the ones that are in the shadow. It's made abundantly clear that they're not liked, and talk about going to war with them over a stolen object. And Ford's there watching this, and he's wondering what's going on, and all of a sudden you see a little, I don't know what you would call them, little creatures that are made of pink lead or something like that, start causing him problems, and then they drop 2 pictures of him in very compromising positions over his current portraits, and he gets really upset about that. And I don't know why Jester decides to hang around up there and laugh like she wasn't going to get caught where she was, but
I think she just doesn't think about consequences.
That sounds about right. But she stands up there laughing, and then he notices she's up there laughing, and then she's like, "You get her!" And then she starts running, and as she's running and Ford's walking off, Ford and her run to each other, and then of course, because they gotta do this, Jester has one of those, "Oh, who are you, handsome?" moments. And she runs off with him without even asking his name. It's something I didn't even think about till later on when she said she didn't introduce herself. I'm like, you ran off with a dude that you never met before, didn't even get his name, and you run off with him to your bedroom. You see where this is going to end up, right? But she runs off with him, asking him for his help. And he doesn't know what to say because he just met her, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. And then it's the first instance of him using, well, not the first, this is the second instance of him using magic, but also the first instance of him using offensive magic. because he ends up hurting a couple of the guards accidentally.
Well, first, right off the bat, one of his blasts takes out 3 in one shot.
Yeah, it's just like
at 31 minutes exactly.
He does this whole, he holds the sword and he holds his hand out, like flush out, and all of a sudden blast, and it's like, he does this multiple times throughout the episode where he has his hand out like this, doesn't know what he's about to do, and then blasts him. Like, by now you should realize having your hand open like that is gonna cause something bad to happen, but apparently he's not aware of that.
So far we know that his powers, whether they're from the sword or otherwise, they can command people, they can teleport the sword into his hands, he can shoot a beam out, he can teleport himself, and possibly he can breathe underwater, given that that thing said breathe and he survived sinking underwater.
I guess I never considered that.
Well, it says breathe, you know what I mean? Then he starts breathing underwater. I would think, you know what I mean, given that he lived. But
I mean, he healed him of his stab wound, though, and he just brought him back on land. I just assumed that. I mean, again, I didn't hear him say breathe.
And he had a stab wound healed, too. So powers that were like associated with him one way or another, I would throw heal in there too.
But he only healed the stab wound. I don't even know he could heal because the girl's powers healed the wound on his shoulder.
Right, but he's not exactly, the powers activate when they activate right now. He has no like real idea on how to like do it on purpose.
It's clearly he doesn't know what he's doing because magic just seems to be coming out of his hand, and he's impressed the girl so much that she's like, you know, like oh, how, like, you're really powerful. You don't need to. I mean, they bring him going to magic school. And he's like, wait, what did you just say? Magic school? And she's like, well, we don't need to go there because I mean, you already have your magic. And I'm like, he'd probably appreciate going to magic school considering he doesn't know what the heck he's doing. But we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he uses we have that entire magic skill. What he's been doing has been kind of random because he's even able to transform his face. I'm guessing if he gets control of it, he can transform his entire appearance.
Too, yeah. I forgot that he, like, at 2840, he briefly changed his appearance too. He didn't know how he did it. It's something to do with how he bumped into the person. It seemed like.
Yeah, that was weird though. It was sudden too. It wasn't like a. It wasn't like it took a couple of. It took a minute or so. It just suddenly happened. He suddenly looked white and human. Yeah, this entire thing with him running with this girl, he just discovered all kinds of powers all of a sudden.
And she was there for it.
Yeah, she was. I guess speaking of Jester really quick, during this whole thing, she's, we see her talking multiple times to somebody she's calling a traveler, and this being seems to be there for the most part until she's running away from the, from the Lord, and she's like, oh, I guess he's busy right now. I'm like, to me, I was like, I hope you're not crazy. I just hope you're not crazy. That's all I'm
She drew a
hoping for.
picture of him that you. She drew a picture of him that you can see at 3010. And what she apparently thinks he looks like.
$30.10 or $38.10?
I bet at 30:10, 30 minutes and 10 seconds. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's when they were in the room together. Because the first thing she does is go, so, this is my bedroom.
Well, they're in the bedroom at 34.
Oh, did I put the wrong timestamp down? Well, she drew. Her room was full of pictures when they're in the bedroom together, and among the pictures was a picture she drew of the traveler, which I think looks like Hermes. I'm just saying that to piss you off.
I don't know who this person is that she thought, because I mean, apparently he's out to lunch, because when she tried to call him, he's not coming. I was like, okay. I'm more concerned about your sanity now than I was before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in the bedroom and she's explaining everything about, like, she's doing a lot of talking. She's explaining herself and, you know, the town around her. She even has a moment like before they get to the bedroom and she's like in another person's house. She's like they could fit in her. They could fit a lot in here, like on this floor. I wonder why they don't. And she's like okay, what next? Like the window or the stairs? And he's like neither. He's like, I wasn't talking to you. And she just jumps out the window. I'm just like, man, it must be weird for him because it's like, you weren't talking to me. Who are you talking? And then she jumps out the window. He doesn't get just to ask any questions.
And he follows her and he makes it.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. He follows her right into.
He's like, fine, out the window it is.
Like, it must be weird just like have this girl like you're with and you're running with her and then she asks a question and it's not towards you. Oh, does his voice change? Does he deepen it on purpose at some point? Because I feel like he does, doesn't he?
Just for a second, and she notices it right away. Which is like, which I was thinking of the narrative was explaining that he had a thing for her and he was trying to make his voice deeper to impress her.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I wasn't sure like, if his voice is normally that deep and he just wasn't able to do it at first.
No, he says he gives a fake reason, I think.
Yeah, I don't understand her magic, because it's like a light blue teddy bear, but that does things for her, so I don't know what that is. Like, I can only assume that maybe she got her magic from, because she does say she got it from the traveler, her god. But she thinks she gets away. Hey, by the way, I guess like I seem to be doing this a lot. This is like another episode. I'm already doing it again. The lord that's chasing them. Does he give you like, and maybe it's just me, but like, you know that Legend of Korra guy? I forgot his name. He was in the waterbending area, in the waterbending city, and he was like I guess a war vet or something like that. Or he was like a salesman who built a lot of like machinery for war. Like he made a tank or something like that. He was like a really, I think he was like the equivalent of the cabbage dude, I guess, for them. I forgot his name. I need to look up his name.
He kind of reminded me of Lord Farquaad, to be honest with you, from Shrek.
Like, I gotta find out. I gotta find his name. I haven't thought about it in years. Sakano. There are a lot of characters in Legend of in the Avatar series. These. Varric. Does that guy remind you a little bit? I mean, he doesn't look 100% like him, but like he reminds me of. He gives me like almost Varric energy, but in the opposite direction. Like he had the mustache and everything. It was like, to me, I was seeing Varric. Again, this is just probably a me thing at this point. I keep doing this to the show. Some of these characters look like characters from Avatar. I mean, I'm just like, I can't unsee them like that, especially him now. Like him and Varric kind of share some similarities. It just seemed like to me, like, I don't know, it just seemed like, to me anyway. But pretty much after she causes this lower dude some issues, she her mother, finally shows up and asks Ford, who, by the way, for the first couple of minutes didn't notice he was in the room. It took Jester a few minutes to introduce her mother to this guy that was in her room with her by themselves for a minute, where she walks in. Yeah, it almost seemed like she didn't even recognize he was there. I thought that was interesting. I was like, I wonder why she didn't recognize him at first at all, or say anything to him. But then she she begs Ford to take Jester out of the town and away from her, and for her to have her own set of adventures. But I thought was interesting. We brought up earlier that she apparently didn't want her daughter to go out by herself for some strange reason. I don't know what reason that is. I guess we'll find out later why that's the case. Huh?
Ghosts. I'm just making shit up.
I knew something for a minute. I didn't, but basically, yeah, they run away, escaping this guy's rage. I'm guessing. I don't know what her running from there would do. I'm guessing, like, you're right. Maybe he won't cross the border to get her. Who knows? But she runs away, and she's with Ford, and then they start walking away, and then they do the thing I was ranting about earlier, where she's making assumptions, and Ford does absolutely nothing to correct them. I'm just like, man, this is already starting off to be a good relationship. I'm not liking where this is going. But I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna make assumptions. I mean, maybe I'm overreacting to something. But then, like, they start walking in a direction, and then apparently they come to a crossroads or somewhere. They rest for a little bit, and then she's asleep on a bed in a tent. Meanwhile, Ford's over there on the ground sleeping on leaves or something like that next to the fire. Well, he's having a nightmare, and then in the nightmare, we see the eye of the deity that's been talking to him the entire time, and then the episode ends as the deity says something to him that I completely forgot what he says. This is a good time for you to add anything if you want to add, and if not, we can end it here because we are like 18 minutes over 12.
It's important to note that the Bright Queen is hunting Dunamancer's. Not a big deal. I thought that it was kind of funny that the soldiers that were hunting everybody, their uniforms like cover their eyes, like they can't see anything. I just found that slightly amusing. And other than that, I just had a note to point out that they flee to Zadash, for what it's worth.
They what now?
The city that Jester and Ford flee to is called Zadash.
Is that is this a fun note that you were making, or was there like a pun in there?
I think kind of everybody is heading to Zadash, so just interesting to keep note for. I think everybody's going to kind of meet in Zadash eventually.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's what they're gonna meet, and I can't wait to see that. I wonder what's gonna lead Ford and Jester back. Maybe if the mother's in trouble. But she definitely did stay behind. I mean, I guess we'll find out if when Ford and Ford and Jester have to come back. especially if that's where everybody else is meeting. But other than like that, in the episode we have like Ford having some mysterious meeting in his nightmarish dreams with some deity. That's the end of the episode. I will say this show is now doing the thing where they're leaving you on a cliffhanger on purpose for you to come back. I see what you're doing, and I don't like a critical role. Stop it. But
what did you see that they're doing? I'm sorry.
That like they show you something at the end of the episode and they cut it off to make sure you come back because you're gonna be. They show you something like very amazing or something like that, or something that makes you ask questions and then they cut it off, making sure you come back. It's like it's an old trick that they get you to come back and watch the episode. They guarantee you want to come back because now you're curious. I'm just saying, I see what they're doing, and I don't appreciate it.
Aww.
But okay, good. I mean, this show's been good so far. No real complaints other than Ford, but I'll get over that.
Well, it's good to have something to fix, right?
I don't know. I feel like they could have had other problems that didn't involve him lying to her.
Well, he's got other problems. He doesn't know what's going on with his magic.
Yeah, but now he's got to worry about telling the truth to this girl, because it's gonna come out. And it's like, I really wish that this wasn't a part of it. It's like, why does like the first interaction they have is just like, it's not a bunch of lies. It's just like there's a lie there that, you know, and again, I get that it's her fault, but at the same time, it's like she ain't gonna see it that way. And so I'm very disappointed in him. And based off this song that is playing, I'm gonna have to stop now because, oh wait, what? Okay, I thought this was a copyrighted song, but with that being said, we are literally almost at 12:30 here. We are literally 8 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. Our friend Spirit needs to get to bed because I know that his medicine's kicking in for sure, and he's been trying to fight and be a good trooper for this podcast, so I don't want to keep him up any longer. So, good night, everybody. See you guys next week. Also, this is the final podcast of the year. We are approaching New Year's. At the time of this recording, we are almost in 2026. I cannot believe we're almost done with 2025.
Isn't it lovely?
This has been a year. If for anybody who knows what I'm talking about, I feel sorry for you. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.